big news coming in from the state of Maharashtra. Possible government formation formula now that BJP and Shinde camp are currently drawing out. Will Shinde press for Deputy Chief Minister's post is the question. Are the portfolios for him still in bargaining stage? Eknathshinde camp to get at least 8 cabinet berths, 5 MOS. BJP will be aiming for 29 berths. This is the strategy that is likely to be drawn out. This is as per sources that the BJP and Eknathshinde camp currently in deep talks to try and understand the possible road towards government formation in Maharashtra. Shinde camp to press for retaining the present portfolios, as sources have said that Uddhav government has kept on hold all important decisions taken by the rebel ministers so far in the last 1 month. The Shinde camp, meanwhile, wants independents, the rebel faction of those independents, to be included in the cabinet as well from the BJP's quota. Let me cut across to Kamlesh Sittar joining us more on that. Kamlesh, on one hand, you have Uddhav Thackeray using all his executive powers, stripping many of those rebel MLAs off their ministries. While that said, doesn't seem like the rebel camp is perturbed. Now, a possible government formation discussion is currently underway between the BJP and the Shinde camp. And from what we hear is that Shinde might likely press for Deputy Chief Minister's post. And many of those independents as well, he's pushing for them to get ministries under the BJP's quota. What's the plan ahead for them? Kamlesh? I'm going to try and get Kamlesh over for a little perspective on this piece of news. But this is big development coming in as per sources. A possible government formation, a formula that will be drawn out between the BJP and the Shinde camp. Remember, the Shinde camp now to stay in Guwahati for a little longer, possibly until the 5th of July. Until then, Devendra Fadnavis and team already mulling over ways of staking claim to the government. It's going to be quite fairly easy affair for them at this point, considering they have the numbers. So a confident BJP at this point, we believe, already in talks with the Shinde camp. And now Eknathshinde may just press for Deputy Chief Minister's post. Kamlesh Sittar joining us more on that. Kamlesh, if you can hear me, what's the road ahead for the Shinde BJP camp?
Well, there are certain possibilities that are being worked out. That is what sources are telling us. The Shinde camp, the rebel camp, is pressing for all the present berths that they have. Apart from that, they would also seek more cabinet berths. As of now, we've seen there are 5 cabinet ministers in the Shinde camp, including Shinde himself, and another 4 MOS, Minister of State, that are union ministers. They would be pressing for a number of plus 4 more cabinet berths. Although Shinde's role is yet to be decided, whether Shinde will get the Deputy Chief Minister's post or anything else apart from that. But he would be pressing to retain his present ministry and another important portfolios for his colleagues who have come with him, have joined him in the rebellion. Also, at present, there are 5 cabinet ministers with him. They would be seeking for at least 3 to 4 more cabinet berths for senior leaders like Deepak Kesarkar, Sanjay Sirsa, Sanjay Raimulkar, who have joined the camp. However, these are source-based information that is about the behind the curtain talk that is going on between Shinde camp and Fadnavis in case they decide to go ahead and form a government.
Well, you know, Kamlesh, at this point, this is huge development. They're already looking at cabinet ministries to be allotted, which means it's a good signal out there that the BJP is in deep talks with the Shinde camp. Even though to the face of it, there hasn't been any movement, be it on Devendra Fadnavis' side or Eknathshinde, apart from meeting one another about 3 days ago in the dead of the night. Very silently, both of them have met. But apart from that, so far, there haven't been any BJP leaders who have reached Guwahati, neither of the rebel camp leaders who moved out to meet any of the BJP senior leadership. So, despite that, despite them remaining silent on this possible coalition, we're seeing hectic developments happening between both of them. In fact, ministry is already being decided on who to be given to. The rebel camp asserting that the independent MLAs are also equally part. They should be given ministries under BJP quota. Is the BJP this time quickly, Kamlesh, is the BJP accommodating of most of their demands? Do they look susceptible to it?
Well, as I said, these are primary discussions, demands that have been discussed, hectic parleys between the rebel camp and the BJP. That is what we learned. But of course, the rebels who are willing to who have quit the Shiv Sena in one sense. They say that they are original part of the Shiv Sena, but though staging such a coup against the party leadership has been a difficult task for him, and most of them though have said that they have joined Hindutva, but they would also like to be rehabilitated in a proper way. So the rehabilitation would be in the form of a ministry. Certain senior Shiv Sena leaders, Shiv Sena MLAs who have been 2 to 3 times MLA, they have also joined the rebellion, and they would obviously seek some important portfolio as part of that reformation or the reformation in the new cabinet if they decide to form a government. So as of now, as I said, four senior leaders in the rebel camp would also be accommodated as cabinet ministers, and other than that, some rebels and some independents and smaller parties have also joined Eknathshinde. Apart from the 41 MLAs that Eknathshinde camp has, almost 8 to 9 independents have joined Eknathshinde camp in Govt.
Yeah.
So they would also like to be accommodated in the ministry, but the Shinde camp is insisting that the independents and smaller parties should be accommodated from the BJP quota. So these are discussions that are going on. Whether the BJP agrees to it,
That remains to be seen. Kamlesh, thank you very much for joining us with those details.